be seated. Isn't this a terrific afternoon? We got a beautiful day, and what a great day to have this amazing celebration and to celebrate these wonderful graduates. I would like to welcome everyone, the graduates, the family and friends, our faculty, members of the platform party. For those of you who I've not met, and there might be a few in the room I've not met, I'm Toni Gansel, and it's my privilege to be Dean of the School of Medicine. And I'd like to welcome you to the convocation, congratulate the graduates, and to welcome all of your friends and family members that are here to celebrate you. It really is the best of times. It's a School of Medicine tradition for parents or spouses of our graduates who are physicians or members of our faculty to participate in the hooding ceremony. And so later we will invite those family members who are dressed in academic regalia to join us on the stage in hooding their graduates. So at this point, I'd like the families of our graduates to stand and to be recognized for the amazing support that they have provided. And before I officially open the ceremony, I just wanted to say a couple of things to our graduates. First of all, thank you. Thank you for the privilege of having worked with you in the last 4 years. Thank you for the amazing contributions that you've made to our school, that you've made to our community, and that you've made to our profession. I applaud you for all of your hard work, and there were, I'm sure, times when you wondered if this day would ever come. Well, it has. We knew it would, so congratulations. Thirdly, I would like to wish you all the very, very best, and it's going to be so exciting to see the amazing things you're going to do, both in residency and beyond, and the difference that you're going to make in the lives of your patients and the lives of others, the lives you're going to save and touch, and diseases you're going to cure, and discoveries you're going to make. It's going to be pretty exciting. And last, I have a tiny little disclosure, which is actually you've already received your MDs. This morning at the convocation at 12:02, President Bendapudi actually conferred or granted your degree. We're conferring it, but she granted your degree on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Matt Smith was there to represent all of the medical students, and he did a great job, so you can thank him, and you can turn to your right and your left and say, "Hi, doctor," because you're actually already doctors, but you cannot leave. So we've got lots of good things ahead for you. So on that note, I'm now pleased to declare this convocation open for the 181st annual conferring of the degree of the Doctor of Medicine from the University of Louisville. And I would like to call forward the class president, Carlos Lyons, who will be presenting the Thomas Calhoun Teaching Award.
The Dr. Thomas B. Calhoun Teaching Award is an award given in memory of Dr. Calhoun, professor and chairman of the Department of Physiology from 1967 to 1980. Dr. Calhoun gave unselfishly to students, faculty, and colleagues his time, energy, and ingenuity to the teaching of students. The class of 2019 is presenting this award to a physician who freely gives her energy and time to improve the educational and extracurricular experience for every single student. When in her presence, you become immediately at ease due to her kind and soft-spoken nature. Fortunately, over the past 4 years, we've had the pleasure of seeing the hard work, determination, and passion that goes on behind the scenes as she's led the charge for our school's accreditation and as she spends countless hours trying to improve every student's experience. We are forever grateful to you. Thank you, Dr. Shaw. It is truly heartwarming and a little nerve-wracking to see so many people fitting into this ballroom. Even from up here, the honor, love, and pure emotion directed towards my fellow graduates is palpable. To our families, friends, significant others, and other ones here to support us today, I would like to share a secret with you. Are you ready? Medical school is hard. I know. If you sit in this room, you know this is a poorly kept secret. You have undoubtedly heard this once, twice, or even 100 times. If you would allow me, I would like to share a sentiment with you that the class of 19 would like to relay. To all of our invited guests, you have seen us at our best, but more importantly, you have stuck with us at our worst. After a hard test, another hard test, projects, presentations, rounds, holding a retractor for hours, and a really hard test, you have been our constants, our shoulders to lean on, cry on, and our ears to vent to. You have given us grace, patience, support, and most importantly, love. Now, let me tell you something that hopefully isn't a secret. We love you. We are grateful to you, and we are sorry for the roller coaster ride that is medical school. But we are happy to say that medical school is over, and that we will never ever put you through that again. At least into our first day of intern year. Thank you so much for being here to share this moment with us. None of us would be here without you. So, thank you. Now, to my class. Good evening, my gifted, genuine, gutsy, goal-oriented, glamorous, gregarious, good-looking graduates. Woo! That was for you, Ross. Rest assured that there will be no listener fail to follow this speech. Today marks a momentous occasion where we trade in our unrealized potential, short white coats, daily preparation, late nights, standardized tests, and complaints about how hard medical school is, for a pager, responsibility, later nights, hourly preparation, board exams, and complaints about how hard residency is. Congratulations. In all seriousness, today is a day that felt like an eternity away as we sat in the growth lab trying to distinguish between the median and radial nerves of the brachial plexus. When I think about walking across this stage with you, I am thankful for the opportunities that I've had to stand beside you, grow beside you, and soon graduate beside you. As a graduating senior class president, I have the distinct honor of standing before my class, our friends, and our families and giving the student remarks. This spotlight reminds me of one of my first times in the operating room. As a third-year medical student, peering over my patient undergoing a kidney transplantation, my attending looked up from her incisions and I heard her say, "I heard you're your class's president, so you should know the answer to this question." My mind began racing. Does she want to know something about curricular change? Was UofL in the news for something recently? I went from hoping that I was retracting appropriately to searching the recesses of my mind for any scrap of relevant information from our integrated curriculum to who taught us renal pathophysiology. Then, out of a sterile silence, I hear, "What is the best suture to use on attaching the ureter?" My first thought was, did I miss that section on step one? I stood in the operating room in silence, hoping for a stroke of brilliance. I'm still waiting. Being my class president does not mean that I know to use 5.0 PDS, but if I could consult a classmate, I would consult Ro Reisinger, Logan Braun, Christina Capsalis, or Dominic Rizik, who during our second year taught us the suturing skills that all physicians should know. A few weeks later, I stood in the hallway of Jewish Hospital, watching my first code. As I stood in the gallery, watching the organized chaos, a resident shouted in the crowd, asking for a medical student. I rushed to his side, psyching myself up to help with CPR. He leaned in and told me, "I need you to explain the situation to the family." Being my class president does not mean that I'm great at comforting. But if you ask me who I know would keep the family at ease, I would think of Kayla Forrester, who made small stuffed hearts for our students to carry with them in their white coats to remember compassion for our fellow humans. Over the last 4 years, countless physicians have come to our class without the understanding of the nuances of recording a lecture. They always look to me to help. Being my class president does not mean that I know how to help a struggling lecturer fix integrity. But Indra Reddy always stepped up to lend a helping hand. Except, of course, when the other hand was holding the bag of oranges. Being a class president does not mean that I automatically know how to engage a community. But I could ask Malika Saberwal, Tali Pomerantz, or Nick George, and they could show me how to create community awareness and mentor young students. Being a class president does not mean I know how to practice wellness. But John Dice, Emily Haas, and Brett Reidinger knew the importance of taking a step away from our books, whether it was to build stuffed animals for pediatric patients or organize intramural sports leagues. They gave us an outlet from the monotony of studying. Being a class president does not mean that I have a sense of humor. That wasn't a joke. But Joe Calissimo and Alex Palumbo know how to add creativity and humor to each discussion in a way that make Dr. Kodner proud. Being a class president does not automatically make me a great listener. But if you ask me who I know will create a positive culture at their residencies, I would remember how Rena Perlin, Miguel Lopez, and Jacob Schultz were some of the people who held our class together. Being a class president does not give me a license on leadership. But if you ask me who inspired me daily to become a better leader, I would think of Andy Sims, Virginia Ferguson, Andrew Braun, Corey Ketchum, Megan Mercer, and Matthew Smith. Being a class president does not mean I know how to improve preparedness for disaster situations like Madison Comer, or bring cancer awareness like Erica Chandler, or reintroduce alumni into the UofL community like Ethan Tomlinson, or use faith to guide patient care and peer interactions like Ben German and Autumn Smith and so many others. However, despite all of these, being the class of 2019's class president does mean that I know this. The University of Louisville School of Medicine has a huge void to fill once we graduate. With all the proactivity, imagination, and determination brimming in this room, I could go on and on telling you all the things that I am not and bragging about every single person in our class. But they told me to keep this under 10 minutes. I want all of you to know that every single one of you has had a profound positive impact on me, and I know that influence has spread to everyone in our entire class. Remember that we will ultimately not be defined by our board scores, grades, or the residencies that we attend. The greatest impact that we will have is on the community that we create and serve. One of the greatest honors of my life will always be the daily opportunity that I had to serve such an amazing class. The potential that I saw in you never wavered, only flourished in the crucible of medical school. I will always cherish this moment, even though it's bittersweet. Before we crisscross the nation, I wanted to use this opportunity to tell you how remarkable you are. But then again, that isn't a secret either. I leave you with this. Make a commitment today to yourself. Reflect on what got you to medical school and what helped you endure it. Embrace this once-in-a-lifetime challenge of residency. Learn to smile in the face of chaos. Create an environment that is easy to work in and excel in. Teach those who come after you not only by your words, but more importantly, by your actions. Fortify your foundation in the hospital, but be confident to explore other aspects of your potential. Inspire those around you as you've inspired me for these past 4 years. Thank you all for standing with me. I will remember you and miss you.
Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Laurel Brown Toft as this year's commencement speaker. Dr. Toft is a graduate of the University of California, where she graduated summa cum laude with a BS in biology. She then completed her doctoral degree, residency, and fellowship at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. These accomplishments were recognized by an invitation to serve as the Assistant Chief of Service for the Department of Medicine, an honor reserved only for the highest order of physicians who train at Johns Hopkins Hospital. It follows that her time here as faculty has been marked by equal accolades. In the last year alone, she has received the Golden Apple Teaching Award, the Dean's Outstanding Educator Award, and the University of Louisville Trustees Educator Award. Please join me in welcoming an outstanding clinician and my friend, Dr. Laurel Brown Toft.
Dean Gansel, faculty of the School of Medicine, family, and friends, it is an honor to be with you today. And you beautiful, bright, happy, almost physicians, thank you, Dean Gansel, for ruining that joke. thank you for asking me to share some words with you today. It is a true privilege. Now, not only did Carlos just kill it with that speech, but his note cards were single-space tiny font, and that is the beauty of youth. So I'm feeling like I might not be able to live up to the challenge, but let's go. So today, as soon as I quit talking, you will transition from being our students to being our colleagues. You stop paying for your education today, and you start working for it. You have accomplished something remarkable, something impressive, and something that few people have the privilege of completing. 4 years ago, you had never even heard of the brachial plexus. Thank you, Carlos, for ruining that joke. Now you've been introduced to it, you memorized it, you forgot it, you memorized it again for step 1, and now thankfully, most of you will leave it in the rearview mirror. And that's the privilege that you have. You have earned it for embarking on this journey from becoming a human to becoming a physician. You're now allowed to forget 75% of what we taught you. Except, of course, for what I taught you. Always remember that. I know that medical school was challenging, and at times every single one of you thought that you wouldn't make it. And I wish I could tell you that the worst is over, but buckle your safety belts, boys and girls, because you're about to start residency. And indeed, your most grueling, your most challenging, your most stretching, but actually your best days are ahead. And what I want to talk to you today about are the 2 most important tools that you will need for those days. Sure, you're going to need your stethoscope or your scalpel. You'll need your pocket guides and your brains and your long white coats. But those things are obvious, they're easy to find, and they're not very difficult to maintain. But the 2 most important tools, what you have need of most, are your humanity and your identity. These are harder to remember, and they will be hard to maintain. When I was a medical student, a brilliant neurosurgery intern named Graham Woodworth was on trauma rotation with me. He was always polite, never flustered, smart, and approachable. Graham was exactly the kind of intern that I wanted to be. So one day, after he hung up a phone call during which he had been unfairly berated, I asked him how he managed to be so nice all of the time. Without any humor or sarcasm, he looked me dead in the eye, and he said, "Every day I fight to maintain my humanity." As a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed medical student, I judged him. And I thought to myself, well, I won't choose a field where it's a daily struggle just to stay human. And once I became an intern, I fell right off that high horse when I experienced what Graham meant. A life in medicine is a constant onslaught of competing priorities. New landmark studies every week to keep track of, compliance audits, documentation guidelines, making diagnoses, delivering bad news, delivering good news. Your patient is in pain, your patient wants to talk, please enter a diet for the post-procedure patient. And your own needs like eating, sleeping, wearing regular clothes, these become a distant second compared to that constant barrage of needs. And day after day, week after week, year after year, the pressure cooker will tempt you to check your humanity at the door, because it will seem easier to face all of this challenge with no emotions rather than to make room for the roller coaster of highs and lows that happen every day in every hospital across America. But should you choose to do so, every day you can fight to maintain your humanity. The compassionate, caring humanity that remains unjaded and optimistic, just as you were 4 years ago when you started this journey. The cheerful, I'm just happy to be here, how can I be of service humanity. The sympathetic, hold your hand, give you a hug, cry with you humanity. But not just that one. Also the raw, gritty, frustrated, occasionally grumpy, sometimes pissed off humanity that is just as much a part of being human. Humans have complex emotions. You should know this. You just spent 4 years studying everything about humans. And as a human physician, you will be more complete if you allow those complex emotions to have room in your life instead of pushing them away or stuffing them down. Fear, joy, compassion, sorrow, anger, excitement, hope. All of these emotions, when understood and properly channeled, can be powerful tools that improve the experience of your patients and also your own soul. Denying your humanity is no way to deal with it. So when it came my turn to be an overworked, underpaid intern, I found that it wasn't just a struggle to maintain my humanity, because in the other hand, I found the temptation to become a medicine robot. And I was actually proud of that identity, because as a medicine robot, I was the ideal intern. I expressed no personal needs for food or sleep. I had no selfish desire to go home or have a Saturday off. I manifested no negative feelings because my mission was to serve. I honestly thought this was the best way that I could offer my best service to my patients, complete denial of self in service of other. But what I lost in that process was a sense of who I was outside the hollowed walls of the hospital. Dr. Brown, well, she was pretty impressive and I was really proud of her. But Laurel? Just Laurel? For a little while, I kind of forgot who she was. I remember one day seeing a flower and thinking, I like that shade of pink, followed immediately by the thought, who cares? That doesn't matter, it's not worth sharing. I had spent so many years where my main interaction with other people, and in fact my reason for existing, was all about the life and death scenario. And I forgot that details like my favorite shade of pink, they matter, because real life is found in the details. Now, don't get me wrong, the doctoring that you will do, it matters too. You will make critical diagnoses, you will bring patients back from the brink of death, and you will restore sight and cure cancer and fix pain. But the best things that you will do in the hospital won't be the doctor things. The best things I have done in the hospital have been the human things. Like stealing a wheelchair from the hospital for a 37-year-old man dying from liver cancer so he could go home to meet his newborn son. Like buying junk food for the 18-year-old heart failure patient who's waiting for a transplant in the ICU for 2 months. Like dressing up a beloved dog in contact isolation gown so that she could be in the room when her owner died. Like sending the police to my patient's house when she stopped returning my phone calls because I was pretty sure she wasn't alive anymore. Like telling a man that he had personally insulted me when he returned to the life of IV drug use after a 4-month hospital stay for endocarditis during which I had saved his life. Like hugging, with no judgment, a 23-year-old man on his way for a liver transplant, which was only possible when he decided to receive blood going against his faith upbringing. Like crying in the call room when I was overwhelmed and being found by a friend who comforted and commiserated with me. And like escorting my 18-year-old heart failure patient on inotropes with head lice out to the hospital balcony so she could see the sun one more time before she died. None of those things required a medical degree, and they didn't require anything that I learned in medical school, but all of them required my humanity and my identity. When I put on the white coat each morning, I don't take off my humanity or leave my identity behind. And this is my charge to you today. Stay fully alive. Remember your identity, who you are outside the hospital, your favorite shade of pink, and be that person inside the hospital too. And embrace your humanity, all of it, because the best physicians are human physicians. Congratulations to the human physicians of the class of 2019. Thank you.
Dr. Brown, that was 20 years of medicine. Not only is that true, but that was really inspiring, so thank you for that. My name is Stephen Black. I am the Medical Center Director at the Robley-Lex VA Medical Center here in Louisville, Kentucky. All who enter the medical profession are choosing a noble path of service to mankind. However, there are 2 of our medical students who have also chosen to serve their country through a commission in our armed forces. I would like to ask each of you to rise as I call your name so that we may thank you for your choice. I ask that we all hold our applause until both students have been recognized. Dr. Ian Redding Bastian. He has a residency position in neurology at Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington. And Dr. Richard Ethan Tomlinson has a residency position in internal medicine at Brooke Army Medical Center in Fort Sam Houston, Texas. To both of you, we thank you.
What an afternoon. And now to the focus of the day. Dean Gansel will give our new physicians their diplomas. Dr. Olivia Middle, Associate Dean for Student Affairs, and Dr. Amy Holthauser, Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education, will hood the students with the traditional green hood for medicine after they receive their diplomas. There's a professional photographer taking photos of each graduate as they receive their diploma and as they are hooded. We invite physicians and faculty members who are relatives of graduates and who are in academic apparel to please approach to the right as your graduate arrives to the left. Will the candidates in the first row please rise for the presentation of diplomas and hooding. As the candidates come to the podium, I will read the name, specialty, postgraduate appointment, and selected honors. It is my privilege to present the members of the medical class of 2019. Please hold your applause until all the graduates have been presented. Dr. Mavish Ahmed has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Michigan Hospitals in Ann Arbor. Mavish is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. James Peyton Applegate has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Oklahoma College of Medicine in Oklahoma City. Dr. Madeline Louise Baker has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Ian Redding Bastian has a residency position in neurology at Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington. Dr. Abby Lee Baumgartel has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Cincinnati Medical Center in Cincinnati. Dr. Randall Beaupre II has a residency position in emergency medicine, Creighton University affiliated hospitals in Phoenix, Arizona. Beau is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Amy Lee Bischoff has a residency position in psychiatry at University of Cincinnati Medical Center in Cincinnati. Dr. William Ryan Blackburn has a residency position in psychiatry at Western Michigan University Stryker School of Medicine in Kalamazoo. Dr. Logan Matthew Bond has a residency position in general surgery at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Andrew Scott Xavier Braun has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Alabama Medical Center in Birmingham. Dr. David Anthony Brugman has a residency position in orthopedic surgery at Wright State University, Boonshoff School of Medicine in Dayton, Ohio. Dr. Glenn William Bryant III has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Texas Medical School in Houston. Dr. Camila Alejandra Calderon Mostina has a residency position in emergency medicine at University of Texas Medical School in Houston. Dr. Daniel Canby has a residency position in family medicine at Cook County Health and Hospital System in Chicago. Dr. Eleanor Stevens Castro has a residency position in pathology at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis. Dr. Erica Beth Chandler has a residency position in child neurology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Erica is graduating cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Heather Brooke Clare, in absentia, has a residency position in family medicine at Orange Park Medical Center in Florida. Dr. Joseph Louis Colosimo II has a residency position in family medicine at Duke University Medical Center in Durham, North Carolina. Joseph is graduating magna cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Ryan S. Connard has a residency position in medicine pediatrics at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Jack David Kortz has a residency position in general surgery at University Hospital, Columbia, Missouri. Dr. Riley Kyle Crandall has a residency position in anesthesiology at Texas A&M University, Baylor Scott and White Medical Center in Temple. Dr. David Taylor Chrisman has a residency position in preliminary surgery at University of Tennessee Graduate School of Medicine in Knoxville. Taylor is graduating summa cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Adam Benjamin Crisologo has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Sidney Fazenbaker Crow has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at Mercy Hospital in St. Louis. Sidney is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Jared Cole Dabbs has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. John Patrick Dice has a preliminary medicine year at Jewish Hospital, followed by a residency in dermatology at University of Cincinnati, both in Cincinnati. John is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Kathleen Elizabeth Diekman has a residency position in family medicine at Maine Dartmouth Family Medicine in Augusta, Maine. Dr. Cynthia Riley Duck has a residency position in otolaryngology at McGaw Medical Center, Northwestern University in Chicago. Dr. Emily Schweikert Duma has a residency position in psychiatry at New York Presbyterian Weill Corner Medical Center. Emily is graduating cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Allie Catherine Eberly has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by a residency position in diagnostic radiology at Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. Allie is graduating cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Samantha Kathleen Edwards has a residency position in family medicine at Dignity Methodist Hospital in Sacramento, California. Dr. Sabine Joanne Eade has a residency position in pediatrics at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Alexander George Emerson has a residency position in medicine pediatrics at Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis. Dr. Thomas Isaac Eames has a residency position in emergency medicine at Greenville Health System, University of South Carolina in Greenville. Dr. Sarah Ashley England has a residency position in medicine pediatrics at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Sarah is graduating magna cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Nicholas J. Fahey has a residency position in emergency medicine at University of Kentucky Medical Center in Lexington. Dr. Virginia Mary Elizabeth Ferguson has a residency position in family medicine at McLeod Regional Medical Center in Florence, South Carolina. Dr. Wesley Morgan Field has a residency position in internal medicine at Northeast Georgia Medical Center in Gainesville. Dr. Kayla Michelle Forrester has a residency position in internal medicine at University of South Florida Morsani School of Medicine in Tampa. Kayla is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Shannon Marie Foster has a residency position in family medicine at University of Tennessee, St. Thomas Hospitals in Murfreesboro. Dr. Mark Roland Gagne has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Massachusetts Medical School in Worcester. Dr. Michael Lewis Gasser has a residency position in pediatrics at St. Louis University School of Medicine in St. Louis. Dr. Alexander Bancroft George has a residency position in medicine pediatrics at Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis. Dr. Nicholas Wade George is a degree candidate for December 2019. Nick is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Benjamin David German has a residency position in internal medicine at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago. Benjamin is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Robert Allen Giles Jr. has a residency position in emergency medicine at New York Presbyterian Hospital, Columbia and Cornell in New York. Dr. Max Gold has a residency position in general surgery at University of Utah affiliated hospitals in Salt Lake City. Dr. Camille Elaine Gordon has a transitional year at Indiana University Health Ball Memorial Hospital in Muncie, followed by a residency position in diagnostic radiology at University of South Florida Morsani School of Medicine in Tampa. Camille is graduating cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Bianca Denise Graffrey has a residency position in anesthesiology at university hospitals in Jackson, Mississippi. Dr. Caitlin Elizabeth Louise Greer has a residency position in family medicine at University of Tennessee College of Medicine in Chattanooga. Dr. Jeffrey Alexander Gross has a residency position in emergency medicine at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Dr. Rekha Kumari Gupta has a residency position in pediatrics at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg, Florida. Dr. Emily Carswell Haas has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by a residency position in diagnostic radiology at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. Emily is graduating magna cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. David Paul Hagan has a residency position in orthopedic surgery at University of Florida College of Medicine, Shands Hospital in Gainesville. Dr. Moise Haroun has a clinical research year in the Department of Neuroradiology at the University of Louisville School of Medicine. Dr. Daniela Havens Lastaria has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Jamie Charles Heimroth has a residency position in orthopedic surgery at Zucker School of Medicine, Hofstra Northwell in Great Neck, New York. Dr. Paul Willard Henley Jr. is a degree candidate for December 2019. Dr. Colin David Henry has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Tennessee College of Medicine in Memphis. Dr. Jacob Allen Humphrey has a residency position in pediatrics at Virginia Commonwealth University of Health System in Richmond. Dr. Preetha Srinath Iyengar has a residency position in internal medicine at UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. Preetha is graduating summa cum laude, is a member of Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society, and a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Ashita Mano Jain has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by a residency position in physical medicine and rehabilitation at Rush University Medical School in Chicago. Dr. Jessica Lee Javid has a residency position in emergency medicine at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Carrie Elizabeth Jeter has a residency position in general surgery at Memorial Health University Medical Center in Savannah, Georgia. Dr. Nancy Ellen Jolly has a residency position in family medicine at University of Tennessee St. Thomas Hospitals in Murfreesboro. Dr. Jordan Meredith Jones has a preliminary medicine year followed by a residency position in dermatology, both at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Jordan is graduating cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Thwisha Joshi has a residency position in pediatrics at West Virginia University School of Medicine in Morgantown. Dr. Christina Nicole Capsulis has a residency position in plastic surgery at the University of North Carolina Hospitals in Chapel Hill. Dr. Andrew D. Kelleher has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Drew is graduating magna cum laude, is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Corey James Ketchum has a residency position in internal medicine at University of North Carolina Hospitals in Chapel Hill. Corey is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Miriam H. Kahn has a preliminary medicine year followed by a diagnostic radiology residency position, both at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Dr. Austin Blake King has a residency position in internal medicine at West Virginia University School of Medicine in Morgantown. Dr. Madison Bentley Comer has a residency position in emergency medicine at Ohio State University Medical Center in Columbus. Madison is graduating magna cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Abhirami Krishna has a residency position in psychiatry at University of Florida College of Medicine in Jacksonville. Dr. Kara Danielle Lawson has a residency position in pediatrics at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Kayla Marie Levine has a residency position in pediatrics at New York Presbyterian Hospital, Weill Cornell Medical Center in New York. Dr. Mary Patricia List has a preliminary medicine year at Christ Hospital in Cincinnati, followed by a residency position in dermatology at Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis. Dr. Molly Listerman has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. John Warner Locke has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Alabama Medical Center in Birmingham. John is graduating summa cum laude, is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Charles Wyatt Long has a residency position in orthopedic surgery at Drexel University College of Medicine, Hahnemann University Hospital in Philadelphia. Dr. Miguel Enrique Lopez has a residency position in family medicine at Penn State College of Medicine in State College, Pennsylvania. Dr. Carlos Wiley Lines has a residency position in internal medicine at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. Carlos is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Timothy Matthew Derrick Mahanes is a degree candidate for December 2019. Dr. Stephen Edward Manick has a residency position in general surgery at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Dr. Jeffrey Scott Marshall has a residency position in oral and maxillofacial surgery at University of Louisville School of Medicine and Dentistry. Dr. Grant Walker McKenzie has a preliminary medicine year followed by a residency position in radiation oncology, both at the University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Grant is graduating summa cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. William Ian McKinley has a residency position in general surgery at University of Chicago Medical Center in Chicago. Dr. Megan Catherine Mercer has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by a residency position in diagnostic radiology at Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. Dr. Ross F. Michike has a residency position in urology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Lauren R. Moore has a residency position in general surgery at MedStar Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C. Lauren is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Brandon Taylor Morris has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Christian Sterling Moser has a residency position in psychiatry at MedStar Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C. Dr. Samantha Jo Mullins has a residency position in family medicine at University of Tennessee, St. Thomas Hospitals in Murfreesboro. Dr. Sahas Mathur Narain has a preliminary medicine year followed by a residency position in ophthalmology, both at University of South Florida, Morsani College of Medicine in Tampa. Sahas is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Joseph Kyle Nash has a residency position in orthopedic surgery at University of Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha. Joseph is graduating cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. James Patrick Newton has a residency position in diagnostic radiology at Spectrum Health, Michigan State University in Grand Rapids. Dr. Kwang Hai Nguyen, in absentia, is a degree candidate for August. Dr. Claire Elizabeth Nugent has a residency position in internal medicine at University of North Carolina Hospitals in Chapel Hill. Claire is graduating cum laude, is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Madeline Farrell Oliver has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by a residency position in dermatology at St. Louis University School of Medicine. Madeline is graduating summa cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Mark Allen Oppenheim has a residency in oral and maxillofacial surgery at University of Louisville Schools of Medicine and Dentistry. Dr. Brent Garrison Oxford has a residency position in neurological surgery at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Alex Newton Palumbo has a residency position in internal medicine at Jewish Hospital in Cincinnati. Dr. Byron Parker has a residency position in emergency medicine at University of North Carolina Hospitals in Chapel Hill. Byron is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Timothy Ryan Parker has a residency position in psychiatry at Greenville Health System, University of South Carolina in Greenville. Dr. Jacob Tyler Patrick has a residency position in internal medicine at University of South Florida, Morsani College of Medicine in Tampa. Dr. Brittany Elizabeth Patterson has a residency position in dermatology at Southern Illinois University School of Medicine and affiliated hospitals in Springfield. Brittany is graduating summa cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Mega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Katharina Rose Perlin has a residency position in psychiatry at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Rena is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. David Dalton Picklesheimer has a residency position in family medicine at Memorial Health System in Marietta, Ohio. Dr. Tali Shoshana Pomerantz has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at University of California, Davis Medical Center in Sacramento. Tali is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Dennis Andrusovich Prop has a residency position in anesthesiology at Loma Linda University in Loma Linda, California. Dr. Robert Pugh has a preliminary medicine year at Christ Hospital, followed by a residency position in diagnostic radiology at University of Cincinnati Medical Center, both in Cincinnati. Robert is graduating summa cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Mega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Dominique Jordan Razik has a residency position in anesthesiology at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Indranil Sirakanti Reddy has a residency position in internal medicine at Summa Health, Northeast Ohio Medical University in Akron. Dr. Robert Lawrence Zachary Reed is an August candidate and is pursuing a clinical research fellowship in Illinois. Dr. Brooks Daniel Richardson has a residency position in internal medicine at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. Brooks is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Brett Joseph Riedinger has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by an interventional radiology residency at Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis. Dr. William Byron Reisinger has a residency position in general surgery at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Will is graduating magna cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Mega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Chris Scott Robards has a residency position in psychiatry at University of Cincinnati Medical Center in Cincinnati. Dr. Jeffrey Aaron Roberts has a residency position in family medicine at University of Washington Catholic Regional Medical Center in Richland, Washington. Dr. Timothy Peter Benjamin Roebuck has a residency position in family medicine at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Malika Sabarwal has a residency position in family medicine at Boston University Medical Center in Massachusetts. Malika is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Shika Sachdeva has a residency position in orthopedic surgery at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Shika is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Scheidel has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis. Dr. Miranda Nicole Schmidt has a residency position in the research department of surgery at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Jacob Lloyd Schultz has a preliminary medicine year in Brookwood Baptist Health in Alabama, followed by a residency position in physical medicine and rehabilitation at University of Alabama at Birmingham Medical Center. Jacob is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Shelby Moore Schweinhart has a residency position in pediatrics at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Tori A. Caesar has a residency position in pathology at University of Utah affiliated hospitals in Salt Lake City. Dr. Divyansh Sharma has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Nevada, Las Vegas School of Medicine in Las Vegas. Dr. Albert Chancellor Shue has a residency position in internal medicine at MedStar Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C. Dr. Laura Elizabeth Sims has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Richard Andrew Sims II has a residency position in internal medicine at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. Andy is graduating cum laude, is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Hadley Burns Sivley has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at University of Tennessee, St. Thomas Hospitals in Nashville. Dr. Autumn Ray Smith has a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology at University of Florida College of Medicine, Sacred Heart Hospital in Pensacola. Autumn is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Matthew Thomas Smith has a residency position in pediatrics at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. Matthew is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Amorkor Sagborja has a residency position in medicine pediatrics at Case Western Metro Health Medical Center in Cleveland. Dr. Natalie Elizabeth Essing Spiller has a residency position in psychiatry at University of Texas Southwestern Medical School in Dallas. Natalie is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Kyle R. Stewart has a residency position in pediatrics at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. John David Strictly has a preliminary medicine year at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals, followed by dermatology at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis. Dr. Andrew Joseph Strickland has a residency position in emergency medicine at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Dr. Cody W. Sullivan has a residency position in internal medicine at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Bo Burdette Swisher has a residency position in pediatrics at University of Louisville affiliated hospitals. Dr. Richard Ethan Tomlinson has a residency position in internal medicine at Brooke Army Medical Center in Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Ethan is graduating summa cum laude and is a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Dr. Bradford Wilfredo Unroe has a residency position in psychiatry at University of Texas Austin Dell Medical School in Austin. Dr. Sarah C. Van Gasbeck has a residency position in family medicine at Poudre Valley Hospital in Fort Collins, Colorado. Dr. Ethan Pace Walker is a degree candidate for August 2019 and has a residency position in family medicine at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. Dr. Zaimo Wang, in absentia, was a December 2018 graduate. Dr. Scott Evan Warner has a residency position in internal medicine at Oregon Health and Science University in Portland. Scott is a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Justin Glenn Watkins has a residency position in family medicine at University of Central Florida College of Medicine in Ocala. Dr. Brian Edward Wessel has a preliminary medicine year at Jewish Hospital in Cincinnati, followed by a diagnostic radiology position at the University of Cincinnati. Dr. Matthew J. Wilson has a residency position in emergency medicine at University Hospitals of Columbia in Columbia, Missouri. Dr. Megan N. Winstead has a residency position in pediatrics at Greenville Health System, University of South Carolina in Greenville. These then are the graduates of the School of Medicine for the year 2019. Please join me. Dr. Ann Shaw, Vice Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education, will administer the oath of Hippocrates.
Congratulations. The original oath of Hippocrates was developed around 400 BC and has endured as an expression of medical values through centuries of change in the medical profession. Today's version of the oath is significantly revised from the original. It has been broadened to include the many dimensions of a modern physician's ethical considerations. By swearing to the Hippocratic Oath, medical graduates commit themselves to the ideal that medicine is, at its most fundamental level, a moral enterprise. Will the graduates please rise and repeat after me the Oath of Hippocrates, which is found on the back inside cover of your program. I also invite all physicians in the audience to rise and also repeat the oath. Please repeat after me. As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of health care. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you, physicians, and congratulations. Please be seated. I invite you to join us for a reception in honor of our graduates in the exhibit hall directly across the hallway as you leave the ballroom. I declare this convocation ceremony closed. We will now recess.
Thank you.